There are so many legendary names when we think of great Australian cricketers, but nobody has been more dominant, smashed more records, or had more of an impact on cricket than Ellyse Perry.
Ellyse Perry, how happy is she?
Ellyse is the first Australian cricketer, period, to make 6,000 runs and take 300 wickets in international cricket.
I guess those things on an individual level are really nice. Like, they always feel great and makes me realise just how lucky I've been as well and how much support I've had along the way.
Pez's milestones are the envy of the sporting world, but it hasn't always been about cricket.
Perry with a shot. Brilliant goal! What a moment for Ellyse Perry!
So why did cricket take centre stage, edging out soccer?
I was probably a little bit better at cricket, and the way that cricket developed in Australia in terms of, I guess, full-time contracts and a little bit more support around the national team at the time sort of led me down that path, and I guess soccer just petered out. It wasn't one moment in time, it was just probably just the way things evolved, and I had an amazing experience playing both, absolutely, but in a lot of ways it's been kind of nice to focus on one sport as well.
At just 17, she made her international T20 debut against England at the MCG. Her impact on the game was immediate.
So much asked of a 17-year-old. Ellyse Perry comes to the crease. Oh, that's a big shot. You betcha! There's good pace. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant by the youngster.
So, what continues to drive her after 18 years of playing cricket at the top level?
I certainly haven't worked a day in my life, which I feel very fortunate to sort of be in that position.
Bowler! Perry goes big.
I love the opportunity to keep finding a way to get better and learning new things, and being a part of, I think, what is an amazing time for women's sport is motivation in itself. Feels like this really strong connection between various women's leagues at the moment, and the way that I guess we're all working towards galvanising, fans and country and media and broadcasters and all those kinds of things to really take notice of the sport. And with that comes amazing new opportunities and experiences, which, as I said, is truly motivating. I think it's been fun too because it's changed so much. So every year is a bit different, the way that the sport's grown and developed, and having probably a lot more responsibility and commitment around that. You learn to kind of manage that and find what fits best for you, and then still keep it really fun.
Despite being one of Australia's most celebrated bowlers, she loves to bat, and that love stems back to her youth.
I love the overall challenge of batting, playing shots, but I think just the challenge from a mental perspective to stay focused and switched on and sort of alert and constantly have to make the right decision to every ball that you get bowled is something I really enjoy, I guess. It kind of, in a weird way as well, it just ties back into why I started playing cricket, and that's because I just love going to the nets with my dad, and he'd throw balls till the sun went down most days, and it's just this special bond that we've sort of created because of that, and that means the absolute world to me. And I guess it sort of translates into batting out in the middle.
Her first international 100 was in an Ashes test match at North Sydney Oval, but that wasn't enough. She doubled down for a 2-tonner, a feat no female cricketer had ever achieved before.
Is it enough? Yes, it is! Ellyse Perry brings up her 200 in style. What a moment for her.
Pez's double 100 at North Sydney Oval was just batting for days.
Such an iconic moment. It was just pure class.
She was just thwarting every single thing that England threw at her.
She was just head and shoulders the best bat in that game, and obviously going on to make a double 100 probably speaks volumes to that.
Just incredible resilience and complete faith in your own ability to be out there for that long. Full credit to her. I don't think I could bat for that long. She's been such a beacon for girls in Australia who want to play sport and stay in sport and play cricket. Those are the things that you really enjoy seeing someone do and succeed in, because they're the memories you remember.
This summer's Ashes series, on home soil, is a big occasion, and Pez's passion for the Ashes is undeniable.
Growing up, watching cricket and doing that with my family, and particularly my dad, the Ashes was kind of always the thing that you spoke about or that you really remembered. I think the Ashes series, in terms of like a career highlight and challenge, is probably number one, particularly the way that it's evolved in the last 5 or 6 years to be multi-format. You know, such a test of consistency and playing against such a good opposition and trying to, you know, do that repeatedly and be successful. It's just got so much history and so much to it that it makes it so special.
This Ashes series will be a celebration of the women's game, culminating in an historic day-night test match at the MCG. It's a fitting tribute.
To be the first day-night test ever at the MCG is super exciting. Within everything that's kind of going on right now, there's so much history and context and people that have contributed to where we're at now, and to be able to celebrate that within a game is really great. So to recognise it's been 90 years of women's test cricket, playing in an iconic venue. Hopefully a lot of people that have been involved in the game for a long period of time can come along, and you know, it's as much about recognising them as it is the current players too.
Nick, and what a catch!
And all of a sudden, Ellyse Perry, 300 wickets.
I think any opportunity that you have to play in front of a home crowd that's passionate and, you know, really there and willing you to do well is super important, and this sort of has a whole new opportunity to create something special and hopefully build on some really great momentum for the game going forward. It's such a cool chance for us.
There's little doubt that Ellyse Perry is one of Australia's most iconic athletes, and this summer's Ashes series will see her at the peak of her powers. Watch it anywhere you are on the screens of 7.